Hey y'all, what's up? And welcome back to another video. My name is Patrice. A lot of you guys missed a video from me last week, so first I want to apologize. I got sick. I know at the start of this month I was like, I'm gonna be flying, I'm gonna be working so much, and I did, like non-stop, and I ended up getting really sick. So last Sunday I was going through it, so I wasn't able to upload. Thank you for understanding and hanging in there with me. But over the past couple of weeks I was able to, even though I was working like crazy, I was able to slow it down. Last weekend I came out to Atlanta and I went to the Jackie Hill Perry conference.
I'm happy to see you. This is the first Glory we've ever sold out.
Glory conference for the second time, and it was really amazing. I got some seriously great nuggets out of it, and I was even able to meet Melody Elisa. She's a YouTuber that I really love, and it was so cool to get to meet her. And also this past weekend, my sister Sierra, she hosted her first retreat. She is a counselor, and she has a business called After the Father's Heart. And so she hosted her first retreat under After the Father's Heart, and it was called the Father's Heart Retreat. And it was just a beautiful weekend full of silence. Like, we were able to just sit and really search our own hearts. And it's not very often that you take time to just sit and listen to whatever it is that your heart is telling you. So I was really, really grateful and impacted by that experience this past weekend. And through that, I realized that I have really let so much disappointment sit in my heart. And I've been carrying around a weight of disappointment. And so it was really awesome to actually get that breakthrough and realize what really it is that's going on within my own heart. So this video is going to be me talking about overcoming disappointment and what to do with that. Like, what do you do when you just feel like, I'm sure I'm not the only one, everything in your life just doesn't work freaking out. Like, it just ain't working. And no matter what you try, no matter what you do, it just doesn't work. And so over time, man, that can create a serious like hole, like almost like the Grand Canyon. It's just a stream of water, and over time it became the Grand Canyon, this huge, huge canyon from running water. So cutting off that source of that little stream of disappointment, I think, is going to do some wonders. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Clearly, this is a new revelation for me within myself, so I am going through it as I'm making this video. But one thing that I did, an exercise that I did that I could encourage you to do as well if you can relate to this, is to write down your list of disappointments. Go back as far as you can remember and make a list of all of the moments in your life that you felt disappointed. And then take those and write out one victory. Find the victory in that disappointment. Like an example, which is a tough one, and this is super vulnerable. But I mean, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you've seen that I was married before and I had a miscarriage within my marriage. And that's a hard thing it's super disappointing, especially when my ex-husband has children with other women. So, at that point in my life, it was a massive disappointment. And even to this day, I mean, it still affects me. Like, I could have been a mom, but my child just didn't make it. So, a victory, whew, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, for sure. If I didn't have the miscarriage, my life would be a lot different, today. And I am happy in the place in my life that I'm at. I'm happy with the opportunities that I'm able to go for and chase, So that is a victory. It's a bittersweet victory, but I don't have strings attached to a past relationship that failed. I'm able to push forward and start a family with a man who actually is going to love, choose, and cherish me every single day. So I'm very grateful for that fact that sadly I don't get to have my son, but I do get to start a family with a man who loves me. So that's a win. That's a win. So yeah, I would say make a list of your disappointments and find the victory in each one. Because another thing that I would say is eliminate the victim mentality. I know I'm not a victim. I take responsibility for the choices that I've made. I take responsibility for, the decisions that I make. So things happen that are out of my control, but I refuse to be a victim of any of it. I will sit back and think, yeah, man, that really sucked. But this is what I did to make those lemons into lemonade in that moment. This is what I did to overcome that hardship. So if you find yourself sitting and saying all the time, oh, they did this to me, they did this to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, like, take back your authority. You have power. You get to choose how you react to a situation. I realized that I was holding on to so much disappointment partially because I believed it made me who I am today, which is true. Like, losing my mom did change me and make me who I am, but the disappointment did not make me who I am. That's an event that happened in my life, but it doesn't necessarily define who I am. And that was something that I had to come to the realization of. So I just want to tell you that those disappointments in your life don't make you who you are. You gotta let them go. As far as that disappointment is concerned, you can't keep drinking that bitter juice, Like, you gotta turn that into something positive in your life. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out that exact way of doing it, but I'm sure that there's some people out there that can relate to this. One of my friends told me that I should start a support group for women in their 20s and 30s who have lost their moms. And I'm like, that actually is a really good idea. If you're watching this, leave a comment down below and let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. If you happen to be a female who's lost your mom at a young age, would you be interested in joining a virtual support group? That's something I'm thinking about maybe starting. So let me know. I'm also evaluating and re-evaluating the relationships in my life, my community. And, I live in LA now, and I don't really know many people in Los Angeles. And I am realizing more and more the importance of community and being plugged in with people. Because that's so important when you're isolated. Like, that's, if you watch the animal channels, like the Discovery Channel, you see when that little zebra gets off by itself, that's when you see the predator, the lion or the cheetah, come out of nowhere and they target that isolated individual. So I realized, I've been that little isolated individual, and it took me out. It took me out. I was sick. But definitely, like, make sure, really be sure that you're plugged in with community and people around you, and not just like people, but like genuine people that are for you. And those relationships, they're very valuable. They really matter, and they help bring wisdom when it comes to making decisions in your life. And some decisions some disappointments can be avoided just by making wiser decisions. And that's another thing that I'm learning, because I lost a few $1,000s trying to have a fashion show. And I feel like had I gone with more wisdom instead of like a grandiose picture of an idea, and use more wisdom there, I wouldn't be in the situation of loss and disappointment that I'm in with that. I'm so disappointed about that. But I do know that at least I didn't debut as an emerging designer and totally like fail and ruin my career from the start, because I didn't have the resources available to me at the time. You know what I'm saying? It could have been worse. Money comes and money goes. So that is what it is. So yes, short, sweet video, and I'm just kind of still overcoming that cold right now, but I'm feeling a lot better, and I want to keep my videos coming. It's definitely like the end of the first quarter of the year right now, so we are moving right along, and there have been some great victories. I'm also looking forward for the rest of the year and doing some planning on what I'm going to do. Oh, another thing I can bring up. In one of my last videos, I mentioned that, I think it was in my last video, I mentioned I had an interview, and I was like, it felt like it went really well, and I really did feel like it went really well, but I got the email that said I didn't get that position. So that was another hard disappointment. I was hurt, y'all, over that one, because I really felt like I got it. And that is kind of what caused me to just say, okay, let me slow down, because I'm chasing something, and every disappointment is becoming a bigger and bigger hit. So take a moment, slow down, really get in tune with yourself and be honest with yourself, and take that before the Lord and ask him. I mean, he won't steer you wrong in the decisions that you're making. So I don't know, I'm just talking. I'm just, sharing a bit of my heart with my channel, and that's what this is here for. So I think that's all I've got to say. I'm getting back on my regular schedule, so I expect to see you guys again next Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope that this video helped somebody. And again, let me know if you're interested in joining my virtual support group, if that's something that I do. So thanks. Have a great week, everybody.
I had a dream last night. Did everything I never do in